Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So this month's garden tour is seriously, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible because I will link the last video that we did, but if you haven't watched it, we are now trying to go ahead and transition our summer garden into the fall. And like I said on the last video, it's so hard for me because when September, October rolls around, that's when a lot of our summer vegetables really start to like take off. And then it's like no room for the fall vegetables, but somehow I'm going to have to make it work this year. But one thing I am doing is I'm going to try to stay on top of a succession planting schedule. So first and foremost, let's start right here with our potatoes that we planted. These, we are about to pull them up probably either today or tomorrow. They are ready. This is a good indicator when your potatoes are ready, is when they start to die back. I still see a few flowers down here, but I did check my calendar. That's one thing that I wrote down. And we are actually pushing right on the 120-day mark. If you remember, I was stating that you could grow them for 90 days if you want to boil the potatoes, or 120 days if you wanted to roast them. And my goal for these potatoes were to roast them, so they're right at the 120-day mark. And the thing about potatoes and carrots to me is you never know what you're gonna get until you actually like pull them up. So we're gonna put some tarp down and we are going to dump them out. And I wanna take you along on that process. I will share with you, I did not peek in here in this little pouch right here, but I can tell you one day I was coming out here to water them and I did see on top, I'm trying to see what this is down here. I don't have my gloves on, so it won't be any touching going on, but I did see like a potato peeking out on top because the watering can that I had kind of like dumped the water on there, and so that one showed. So we are going to get those done in the next few days. So let's move along to this raised bed, which is one of my favorite summer raised beds. You all make sure you follow me on Instagram because I put like day-to-day pictures of everything that's blooming in the garden. And this was one of the plants that I put on here. I do have to come in and deadhead, but when it was in full blooms, I'm going to get closer up on some of these colors. It's just like so pretty to me, and the bees really love it. And so I love this bed. And we got some mini bell peppers that are loading this plant up. I try to keep them cut, but I want them to bloom. I want them to turn nice and ripe on the plant. I don't know if you can see them, but we got this. These are the orange ones, but these were the mixed peppers. So we have these peppers coming, but they are so, it's like loaded with them. So I'm waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4 to ripen. We'll get those pulled off. These are orange. We got some yellow ones. And then this plant right here, if you can see it, these are the ones that are red. But great success on these pepper plants. I think we planted maybe like, I want to say 6 or 7. Great success. These seeds were from Park Seed. And so I'm really loving how this bed is doing. We have our cone flowers. I did a big chop of these two over here, and already they are starting to get more blooms on them. And then we have our thyme right here in the corner doing well, and then we have our basil. But let me show you a little volunteer plant right here. I'll get closer for you. It's just amazing how seeds like volunteer. So this is our volunteer Viola right here. We didn't have them here. We had them actually in this bed right here where we just planted the last bit of lima beans. This was like our last summer planting. We planted the lima beans. I can tell that something continues to get in this yard because they took out this and something else that I had, but we got lima beans coming up. For our zone, around July 15th is really the last that you can do like a summer planting. I think I shared with you all the last time that I kind of go on my local extension office and download that spreadsheet just to get an idea. And I think we will be able to make it, because if I'm not mistaken, I did write it down, but I don't want to tell y'all a lie. I did write it down how many days that it takes for these lima beans, but I'm not sure. But they're putting on great growth. I did two per I always do like either two per planting hole. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I'm hoping I can carefully dig that one out and then put it right here where something ate it. And then let me tell y'all about the butterfly pea flower. I found some more popping up in cell trays. I don't know what I did that day. Evidently, I got pissed off and just dumped out all of the soil from that tray because they just keep popping up. I just saw one pop up and I'm like, what was I doing that day? I don't know. But our butterfly pea flowers, that's the last of it. Here they are right here climbing up, if you can see. So every day I come out here after the dew has dried and I'm getting like averaging like 30 to 35. And so I take them in and I dehydrate them. But this, no problem growing in this heat, and I'm just loving the color. And I do add it in a lot of my teas. And so let me tell y'all about this strawberry patch. I should be ashamed of myself. We are still getting strawberries. They are, they're coming on. They're not as big as what they started out as, but I really need to get in here and clean everything out and do right, because these strawberries they've been nonstop, and I need to do right by these strawberries. And so that's one of my chores, hopefully this weekend, because like I say, they're still putting on strawberries, but I just need to get in and clean out these dead leaves, because that's where pests hide, and I know this. But this salvia has taken over right here, and I had a plant that was there I was trying to save and pull it out, but it broke off. But I really need to tame this salvia up, but the hummingbirds do love it, so we keep it. Our zinnia patch is doing well. I've only had to pull up like maybe two plants that just kind of died. Don't know why, but they're doing well. And so let's walk under this trellis right here, but I have to always do my hand because the spiders like to make stuff go across, and then you know how the spider web like get in your face and your mouth. So these are more, I think these are just maybe 2 or 3 butterfly pea plants, but I have to come out here and tame them because they get a little unruly and start coming over here, and they're not supposed to be over there. But once they get started, they just have loads and loads of butterfly pea all over here. And so I'm just gonna let them just continue and just pull them off, and hopefully they don't get too wild or nothing gets stuck in there. But I am really happy with that. I'm trying my best to save a few seeds. If you can see right here, I should have tagged it or marked it, but it is a couple of places where I am, yeah, right there, just letting some go to seed because I do want to grow these again. This was my first year trying these, but I am really loving these flowers, and so I'm trying to let some go to seed. We definitely got to deadhead some of our echinacea here and see if we can get another flowering just like the other ones over there. But I want y'all to see this marigold real quick. That's why I say marigold is so easy. And these are just seeds from that I saved last year. The only thing about marigold is I didn't know what variety, what type. I just pulled them and threw them like in a bag and stored them. Okay, so we have 3 different ones. Like I said, I just kind of pulled them, but this one right here is tall to me, and it has bigger blooms. And then this one right here, they're like the regular ones that I've bought in the past from the 6-pack, and I just saved the seeds and I just kind of threw them in a cell tray, and whatever popped up, I just moved it out in the garden. But we have that, and then I forgot to show you all as well that this is a version of the blanket flower, I want to say. But when I tell you the bees are all over this flower, I don't know if you all can see, but they're coming back out. Lots of deadheading need to be done, but that's okay. The bees are still loving it. And then I have my okra right here in the back, and we've actually started harvesting from that as well. One thing about okra, can you all see them coming on? One thing about okra is once they start, you pretty much got to come out here every day and just check them. So we got the okra going, and then I just planted my last succession, no, really not succession planting, but my last summer herb. This is holy basil right here that we'll be using in teas as well. And then my sweet potato plants, I have to keep working on these because I don't know what continues to want to eat on them, but we've been treating them with diatomaceous earth as well as BT. This one seems to be doing a little bit better, but this one right here, I can start to tell where the leaves are deforming. So I just try to keep working on them. Hopefully they won't affect the actual sweet potato or what's growing in the bag. And I'm looking down here because one of my holy basils just shriveled up and died, but that's okay. I planted more than enough. I actually had more left that I put in a pot, but those are growing. And so let's walk over here real quick because y'all, I gotta show you something that I found. Nature it knows what it's doing. Something that I was over here doing, and I'll show you in a minute when I go over there, that I found, and I hope you all can help me because I'm not going to eat it because I don't know what it is, but I think I know what it is. But just bear with me 1 second and we will go over there. But let me show you like 2 more things and then we're on our way. So this was not one of the things I was going to show you, but I had my husband out here the other day. I forgot what we were doing. Oh, I made him go on a garden tour. I just like made him. I'm like, come on and see. But he could not believe that we had key limes growing all over the plant. And I was like, yeah, we do, but we have key limes that are coming on, and they're coming on nicely. And what I've been doing is making sure that I fertilize it regularly with citrus tone. It's by Espoma. It's the liquid one, but it's called citrus tone. So I'll do all my citrus plants with that so that we can get more key limes. But this one is really getting them on. And this is like the first, I bought this last year. So I am amazed and proud of the amount of fruit that I got with me just buying this. Like, I want to say like last fall is when I bought them. And let me show you something else, y'all. I'm just cheering these on. I'm like, please, you can make it. You can make it. You can make it. So we got a sugar baby watermelon right here. I planted 2 types in here, and I'm not sure what this one is right here. But all of the ones that I planted, they're like the miniature kinds. They're not like the big, what is it, like Charleston Gray or Snake, something like that. You know, the ones that get like huge. They're not like that because they're in these raised beds. I do know this is the sugar baby, but this one, I have no idea what it is. So we have that going. And then I did one last planting of my cowpeas over here. And what I did was use a combination of my seeds that I saved last year. And then I had a few more seeds left because I wanted to just kind of see the germination. And if you haven't seen our cowpeas or black-eyed peas video that we did last year, definitely go and take a look because these are the ones that trail up, which is why I have them right here. Because last year I thought they were a bush variety and they just started going everywhere. So we did another 2 per hole, and very good germination on this as well. I'll give it a few more days and then I'll come in and chop back the one that just didn't make it. Like this one here for me is obvious. I'll just cut that off at the soil level, and then we'll just go around and make sure we keep our strongest plants. But this is a combination of my peas and the actual package, and so I think so far so good. I noticed over here we had something eating on it. So I went ahead and sprayed for that. I tell you, I wish they would eat these weeds. That's what I wish the bugs would do. Eat the weeds. Stop eating my plants and eat these weeds. Okay, now let me show you what I found. So maybe you all can tell me what they are. Okay, so I always have to check out what's going on before I actually walk over here. And this is like a bad mosquito zone over here, so I won't be long. But let me tell you, we were over here talking, my husband and I've always seen this plant right here. I just thought it was a trailing plant, but I was like, Chris, look. Can y'all see it? He says they are scubendines. Because when we were growing up, we had scubendines and muscadines. And I thought the ones that my grandmother grew were a little bit bigger than these. I'm trying to get close. So maybe you all know what they are, or they may not be anything. But they are, when I tell you, they're like ripening all along this tree right here. And some of them are actually falling off. So if you know what this is, let me let you see the vine that is growing on. And it's growing from like up in these trees right here. But if you look all the way up, like right here, right there, can y'all see it? I'm gonna try to zoom in just a little bit more. But they're all over the place. And I wish I had like my mom or somebody that is a little bit older that knows the difference, because y'all don't get mad. Muscadines and scubendines, when my grandmother grew, I don't know why I didn't like the taste of it. And they used to make like scubendine wine or muscadine wine or something, but I just never liked the taste. But see, now they are starting to fall on the ground. And I mean, I've always seen this, but I don't think that it was fruiting these grapes, if that's what they are. I know there's some form of grapes or berries, but is that not amazing? I mean, they're like all over the place. That's probably why the birds stay over here. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that. So in the comments below, if you know what it is, because my husband, I was like, don't eat it. Don't eat it. It may be poisonous, but I think it's either muscadines or scubendines. I'm not sure of which one is which. And oh God, oh my God. See how the bug, okay. Let me get from over here, y'all. This is not the best area I want to be in. They're so rude, just in my ear like that. Okay, let me zoom back out. But again, if you know what these are, comment, put it in the comment below. And let me get from over here. Okay, so we're back from over there. I just wanted to show you a few little things that are going on in the new expanded garden. The roselle, I will flash a picture up. I did a big harvest the other day. I'm trying to keep them clipped, but they are definitely good in teas. See, mosquito already. They're out early in the morning. Don't sleep. And they're now starting to get flowers. They're part of the okra family, but I just love the flowers on these. So I just took off a whole bunch on this particular plant. But this was my first year growing it. And so next year, I just kind of wanted to see what it was about, the growth pattern. I don't know why I like to do a lot of testing with different plants. Maybe I should have been a scientist or something. But so anyway, hopefully next year, because I did try to save some seeds that are on the inside. I kind of just put them on the dining room table, let them dry out, and then the seed pod open. So I saved some seeds. But I think I want to just like put them in the ground, because I do think they get a little bit bigger than this. But I just, you know, just like maybe want to line it somewhere in the ground. But the tea is really good, and I've only tried it, like my husband added a little bit of sugar in there with some sweet tea, and he said it was just like the tea that he purchased from certain coffee shops. You guys can kind of figure out which one, but I just drink it by itself, because I like the red color, and it does have a nice taste. So we'll be growing this again. Then our ginger and turmeric is doing pretty good in its containers. Again, we just got a lot of sun here, but it seems to be doing well and growing, so we'll just keep letting those grow in the containers. And then our moringa tree right here that I put in a pot is doing pretty good as well. I'm happy about that. The reason why I put it in a pot, because just in case, because I told y'all we had a mild winter, just in case it gets cold, because it's more grown in the tropical area, I can go ahead and take it and pull it like in the garage and protect it and pull it inside just in case we have some cold weather this year, because I actually ordered these seeds online and had very good germination with them. As a matter of fact, we still got 3 more and then we sold some. So moringa, look it up, great health benefits, but we're gonna let it just keep growing and keep growing until we harvest from it. Now let me tell you about this corn, and then for real y'all, I'm gonna stop because I just looked at the thing and I'm like, you just said at the beginning you're gonna keep it short and you just keep rambling on. But it's just so much I like to tell you all. So this corn was about to get pulled, but I kept working on it with my BT. Oh my God, now the gnats are at me. And I saw it starting to grow, and then I saw it starting to, you know, grow taller and taller, and then it looked like it did sustain a little bit of damage, but it like came through from it. So I just didn't have the heart to pull it. I'll see what it does, but I just didn't have the heart to pull it once I start seeing it get a little bit bigger, because we grew corn earlier in the year, very good, had a good crop from it. If you remember the video where we gardened with the kids, corn was one of the things we planted, so we definitely enjoyed that. But I will tell you, the corn seems to be getting back on track. I'm hoping, nope, as I'm looking at my doggone cucumbers, oh, these cucumbers, they are giving me a run for my money this year. I have been treating these as well with diatomaceous earth and BT, but we continue to come out here and find little critters that want to get in there and continue to just wreak havoc on my cucumbers. And I just sprayed them the other day. I'm hoping we can save this one down here. You know, with me, if I can, I'm just like, if I could just have 1 or 2 that I grew myself, I'm happy. But this is something I have been doing multiple sprayings on, and I'm not going to get too upset because this happened last year. Like last year, this happened. I kept treating it according to the instructions with the BT and some diatomaceous earth. And then kind of later on in the season, they kind of got right and started producing nice cucumbers. But yeah, I have been having a time with this particular variety. And that's a good thing on why to keep a garden journal, because you want to write down not only how fast the germination, but write down what worked. What did you have a problem with that season? Did you have a problem with pests? So I got to go back and look and see what variety this is, because I really have had a problem this year with this particular, both of the varieties as a matter of fact. But I'm not going to give up, because this cucumber right here is going to make it. And we're going to have some cucumber, tomato, and onion salad. I've already declared that that's what we are going to have, and it's going to be good, and they're going to leave my cucumbers alone. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you are not a subscriber, we will absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. So make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.